This section covers division. Now, suppose we have 35 divided by 7. It is the same as the number 35 is divided by the number 7. The numerator is called the dividend. And the denominator, what you're dividing by, is called the divisor. So remember these terms. Dividend, the numerator, divisor, what you're dividing by, is called the divisor. 35 divided by 7 is 5. 7 goes 5 times into 35. Another way of checking would be multiply the 7 and the 5 and check if we get 35. 72 is divided by 8. 8 is the divisor. And 72 is the dividend. 8 goes 9 times into 72, which is the same as saying 9 times 8 is 72. 27 divided by 3. So this forward slash also stands for division, but in math, it is better to have a clear-cut numerator and a denominator. 3 goes 9 times into 27. 3 is the divisor, 27 is the dividend. What you're dividing by is the divisor. And the quotient is your answer, which is the same as saying 3 times 9 is 27. Any number divided by itself, so let's take any number, divided by itself is 1. As long as it is non-zero, cannot have any non-zero number divided by itself is 1. Remember that 0 with 0 is undefined. Any number, let's say 5, divided by 1 is unchanged. It's equal to 5. 0 divided by any number, it could be anything other than 0. So the denominator cannot equal 0. Denominator should not equal 0. If the denominator is 0, it is undefined. The numerator is 0, it's perfectly fine. The answer is 0. So if you divide $0 among 5 people, each gets $0. So it does make sense. But dividing 5 among 0 people and asking what each one gets is undefined. 0 divided by any number is 0 as long as that any number is not equal to 0. Because 0 divided by 0 is undefined. Now let's do some long division. And I'm going to write it out clearly here. The divisor is 7. So if you do long division, we write it this way. I'm just spacing it out so everything is clear. I'm going to divide 4,368 by 7. So 4,368 is divided into 7 parts. 7 is the divisor, it sits outside. 4,368 sits inside, it's the dividend. So follow a process so you don't make mistakes. Look at the first digit from the left and ask yourself, how many times does 7 go into 4? So we are using the 7 times table. So 7 goes 0 times into 4. Because 4 is too small, the lowest it can be is 7 times 1 is 7. So 7 times 0 is 0. Let's multiply these two numbers, write down the product and subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4. Immediately bring the next number down. As soon as you bring the next number down, you have to ask yourself, how many times does 7 go into 43? So look at the 7 times table. 7 times 6 is 42. It's the maximum number of times that 7 goes into 43. For example, you cannot use 35. 7 times 6 is 42. It's closer to 43 than it is to 35. So what is the maximum number of times that 7 goes into 43? It's 6 times. Subtract 7 times 6 is 42. You get a remainder of 1. Immediately bring the next number down. As soon as you bring the next number down, ask yourself, how many times does 7 go into 16? 7 goes twice. 7 twos are 14. Subtract, you get a remainder of 2. Bring the next digit down and it's an 8. And how many times does 7 go into 28? 7 fours are 28. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract and you get a final remainder of 0. 7 goes exactly 624 times into 4,368.